Enough people have asked, so it is time for the story behind the legendary hot pink egg carton. See, a long time ago, we used to do most of our sales through this thing called a farmer's market, which I'm sure you've heard of. Your local farmers will line up in their little 10 by 10 stalls and they'll display their fresh produce and crafts and everything else they have, and they'll sell it to people who come in to support their local agrarian community. Sounds good, right? Well, the problem I had when I was coming in was that I was the new guy at the farmers market. First generation farmers tend to be at kind of a disadvantage of these things. I got put all the way in the back of one particular market, which was a difficulty for me because people would come into the front, they would do all their buying, then by the time they got to the back, they go, "Oh, I didn't even know you were here. I'm so sorry." On top of that, I had the issue that I was selling meat in an open air market, which means my stuff had to be inside of coolers. I couldn't have a nice butcher shop display like this for people to see what it was. There was only one thing I could have out that people could see, and that was the eggs that came from my beautiful hens that are out on pasture and under the sunshine all the time. But I still had difficulties. And that difficulty was I wasn't the only one selling eggs. Lots of other people were selling eggs, so I had to think to myself, what am I going to do to get the attention of these people? And then one day I was suddenly inspired by something I used to do when I was a much younger man, which was the Native American fancy feather dance. I used to be a contest dancer way back in the day, and we had to have really fancy, flashy regalia in order to make sure that the judges would notice you instead of the 20 other people around you who were dressed kind of similar. But I had kind of an advantage because the thing with farmers market, the whole farmers market aesthetic is earth tones, muted colors. The most color you're going to get is like these Araucana eggs right here that are maybe a little bit pale bluish or white. There's a little variation in the color, and the egg cartons, everybody wanted that earthy green or that earthy brown. Everything was very muted and earthy, so I decided to lean into this aesthetic and go ham. So under the bright sun of a farmer's market, these pink egg cartons would stand out practically from space. Kids especially loved it. They would see that hot pink. They would see me from 100 yards away and drag their mama, drag their daddy down with them and say, "I want the eggs, I want the pink ones, I want the hot pink eggs." And from there, a brand was born, and the rest is history. You can see hot pink on our delivery van, still on our egg cartons. And you'll still see pink infused in the labels we use now that we've gone from just Sylvanaqua into the Blackbird Farms co-op. And it's all because we woke up one day and decided that farming could use a little bit of color in more way than one. Rest in peace to the late, great Spike Draper.